Start. Yeah. All right. Hello and welcome to League of Loggers. This is episode 7. We are here to discuss week 6 of the LCS.
It's having fun.
Things and stuff. That's what we're doing.
Balls and wieners, station 7. We need. That's from the weekend. Goddamn.
Yeah.
Our buddy Zane, his name at the tournament was not his normal one. It was Balls and Wieners. So every time he was calling him to a station, it was Balls and Wieners and Acro, Station 6. Balls and Wieners.
Yeah. The crowd liked it.
I'm sure.
It got some giggles. We're super mature for a bunch of adult men drinking and playing video games.
Hey, I never said I was mature. Okay. We already diverged 3 seconds after we started the episode.
Right, but yeah, so week cool. 6. We have 3 weeks left in the season. And really things have not shaken out almost at all, other than the top of the standings becoming more clear. But we'll come to that eventually. We need to start with one team that has had a very back and forth season. And a player who's had kind of a back and forth career. And went back to a classic pick today, after someone at this table has said, and the rest of us agreed, that, you know what, he can only play Scion. That's the only thing he can play is Scion. And he played something other than Scion on day 1. And Scion wasn't even banned. He just didn't pick Scion. In fact, he picked Jax. That player being Darshan from CLG, formerly known as Zion Spartan, and known for his Jax quite specifically, actually. Like, he used to just one-handedly carry games. There's clips of him, 1v2, 1v3, all that, in LCS, just, like, crushing bitches. Like, he would kill all 3 of them and die, or sometimes live. And it's just like, the fuck just happened? You won your team the whole next, 5 minutes of this game.
To be fair, Jax is a little ridiculously overpowered in the right hands.
Right, well, and that's kind of his whole thing.
That's the right hands.
Yeah, if you know how to use Jax and you know him in and out, he is a force to be reckoned with. You can very easily lose a 1v2, and... Yeah.
Well, and so I think it was even more impressive because he played it into Viper's Riven, which Viper had played Riven twice, maybe 3 times at this point, but he had won even, when he didn't have a good lane, they ended up winning anyway, and so everybody's like, oh, he's just showing that he's so good at Riven, he can play it even in the LCS, and then Zion Smart was like, hold my staff, let's go.
He did well, he really did. They basically played against bots that game. It was ridiculous. It was, 0 to 10? Fly versus CLG?
Yeah, I was going to pull it back up. They might have had a perfect game.
They did, 0 to 10.
They did have a perfect game.
Didn't give up any structures or any neutral objectives.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
They mentioned it in the day 2 match. That
it was perfect?
That it was a perfect game.
Okay, good. Yeah. Because I'm I was pretty sure they didn't give up a kill. I knew they didn't give up any turrets, and I was pretty sure they didn't give up either Rift Herald, Baron, or Drakes. So... Yeah.
I mean, that was from the desk, so I'm assuming they're right.
Yep, no, they would have checked it. So, that's good. I think that's probably the first perfect game we've actually seen this split, because I think even, Liquid and Cloud9 in their most dominant wins, they give up a kill somewhere along the line.
One turret, yeah.
Yeah. It's really hard to have pressure on all 3 lanes at all times and not give up a kill.
Well, I think a lot of times Team Liquid and... Cloud9, and there's a couple other to showboat at the end, and they'll dive into the fountain just for giggles. Yeah. So, I'm sure that they probably didn't have a perfect game at that point anyway, but they like to meme it up a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta meme the dream, man.
Yeah.
They got 1 Cloud Drake. Fly did, apparently. I have it written down. So
during the CLG game?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would technically not be a perfect game then. So.
Oh, okay.
So, I guess there's multiple definitions. One of the definitions is no turrets, no deaths, and the other one is no turrets, no deaths, no neutral objective either, which would be dragons or barons.
I mean, still, it was a slaughter.
Absolutely. And mostly at the hands of Darshan.
Yes. Yeah.
So, the reason I more specifically wanted to talk about this with CLG, granted, day 2, they faced Team Liquid. That goes the way you expect it to. But they were facing Optic, who's been struggling as well. But not only did they win, they did dominate them. And they did it in such a different fashion than they have been doing. All of their wins have been on the back of Darshan on Scion, on a massive tank. And we've been talking about how Stixay and Biofrost have kind of struggled in the bot lane. Like, they're reliable, but they can never, like, seem to carry the game or anything. And then Power of Evil has carried a couple games from the mid, but it's been hit or miss depending on how the rest of the team does. Does this signal that we can start putting Darshan back on certain, like, split pushers?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if he's
like, is that the way
this...
to win? Is it, I mean, or was it a one-off, though? Like, are we going to see Darshan playing things like Jax or, probably not Rise or anything, but, split pushing Fiora, something like that. Yeah. A split pushing duelist who can escape, and then telling Stixay and Biofrost to just play safe, and they're going to be in the 4-person other lane. They just need to make it to there without feeding. Like, I'm not totally sold necessarily that it wasn't a one-off from Darshan, but do you think CLG is going to lean into this and give it a go, or will they expect that it was a one-off?
I don't know. CLG's been widely inconsistent. Like, the fact that we've got CLG on the same level as some other teams that have traditionally been pretty poor or below that, it's just like, I'm not going to give them any credit for a while. They're not going to change my mind over one good game, one day of the weekend, so...
Right, yeah. Radiant Reason, thank you for the follow.
Thanks, Michael.
Yeah. So how do you feel about CLG? Do you think they're going to change it up? Or do you even just have faith in them right now?
I think they're all right. I think they have a really powerful team, and then sometimes people pop off, and that's what causes them to win. I don't think it's been a very big team effort. I think it's always been one person kind of carrying that game to victory. And I don't know if that won't stack up against like Team Liquid and C9, who have just domination in team fights. Yeah. You can pick out a person like Stixay and then shut down all your damage. Or maybe even Darshan. Yeah. Shut him down and then you've won the game anyways. So I think they're going to end up middle of the road at this point just because of that. Because it's going to go one way or the other.
Well, speaking of teams that do actually play consistently in all their lanes, we got to see, and we called it beforehand, it was going to be Game of the Week. And I think everybody would agree that it absolutely lived up to that. Cloud9 versus TSM on day 2.
Yes,
that was a hell of a game. We saw TSM bring out a massive poke comp, and Cloud9 doing what they've been doing week after week, a team fight comp. And I mean, this game just delivered on all levels.
Mm-hmm. Especially since I think C9's team as a whole, it was just weird. Like, you have Kindred, which is very useful with a not really a revive, but a non-death heal, sustain. And then you have AP out the ass. Like, I don't even know where they got their AD. Was it just Aatrox?
Yeah, because they were running Cassiopeia in the bot lane, Victor mid. So,
and Galio is still AP.
No, Kindred's also AD as a marksman.
Okay, that's fair.
So they were running Aatrox and Kindred for their physical damage. It was just very weird
comp. Aatrox even has the built-in revive, so you stack that with, fucking Kindred's. It was a very weird team to go against something that's just so strong and has so much viability. But I also think TSM threw that shit, so just a little bit at the end.
Yeah, well, so and I guess here's the big question about the match. Like, we all thought it was good. TSM obviously was controlling the map right up until the end. Was it a throw, or was it Cloud9... doing the right thing at the right time?
I don't know. So TSM was so dominant up until about, 5 minutes to the end of that game. It's like, they basically had the entire match, and then I don't know, poor playing, lack of foresight. Like, they were starting to count their chickens before they were hatched, and it didn't end up in their favor.
Yeah. They picked off, who was it?
Bjergsen is who got caught in the last
Bjergsen,
one.
That's right, Zoe. They picked off Zoe with, who was it? Sven Skaren? He flashed for that kill. He went.
Yeah, Sven Skaren got melted on the way in. Licorice ends up picking up the kill.
Yeah, that's right. But I mean, he was like, we're killing this fucking person if it's the last thing we do. And if it's what we lose on, we're doing it. But it paid off. It really did. They got four kills slowly, but surely.
So, the one thing, so I was watching that game, and I thought, okay, TSM has it, and they were continually, stretching out that lead just a bit. Mm-hmm. But it felt like the lead wasn't growing enough to close out. Because, they were ahead, 3K. But then, 10 minutes later, they're ahead 4K. It's like, well, 10 minutes, you should have grown it by more than 1,000 gold.
Mm-hmm.
So you're kind of effectively losing a lead.
Yeah, like they were plateauing rather than continuing to make ground.
And like they showed the gold graph too, where it went and then it kind of just like sat there, and it was just like, oh, you didn't like increase what you had.
They only won by 1,000 too, at the end.
Cloud9. Oh,
no, TSM had more gold.
They had 1,000. Yeah.
C9 won, but
yeah, so, I mean, part of me, like, while I'm watching, I'm like, okay, TSM's gonna win this, but I never felt like, okay, the game was decided. And that partly has to do with you have Cassiopeia and Victor for massive wave clear. So I'm like, Cloud9 can stall this out for a long fucking time. And that's what they were kind of in the process of doing prior to that very last fight. But then, really what snowballed into that fight was the one before it, Elder Drake. TSM takes Baron. Like, after all the, like, Cloud9 TPs in, they think they can fight this, which I didn't think they could, but, you know, like, they're the pros, so I'm sure they had reason to believe they could take that fight, and it did not go at all in their favor. They got nothing and lost, like, 3 people as they, like, filtered in. It was really bad. And so TSM gets the Baron, and Cloud9 decides to go threaten Elder, which I think they have 4... Drakes themselves. They've managed to control Drake the whole match. Mm-hmm. Like, so they had, I think, like...
TSM had 3.
No, Cloud9 had a handful, I thought.
Cloud9 had 2.
Oh, they had just the 2. Okay, never mind. But anyway, so they go to Elder Drake, and I would have expected TSM in that situation to just, like, take mid, take top, like, just go, okay, fine, whatever. Especially if they only have 2.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not that big of a threat. We're just going to keep poking you and sustaining, you know, with Baron and be fine. But they go to fight it, and Licorice, who was bullied all early game because he was a melee with now less sustain. Aatrox has almost no sustain in lane anymore, because that was part of why he was broken.
Yeah, he got nerfed into oblivion.
But yeah, he was playing into a mage with tons of poke in Nico, and all of a sudden, like, he's sitting there at blue buff. He's flanked. There's not vision there for TSM. And they find the flank from him, the flank from Zazel coming in on the Galio, and they collapse. He gets the third Q of Aatrox's thing to hit 3 people, doing like 580 apiece to them all. And they just like clean up this fight, and it was super gross. And they also get the shutdown on Bjergsen over to Niski's Victor. Mm-hmm. He got 1,000 gold on that kill, like 1,000 gold bounty on that kill. So all of a sudden he's like, oh, here's another item. Okay. Yeah. So, like, his damage went up immensely after that. Bjergsen blew Flash, and so did Sven in that fight. So then we fast forward. They're pushed into the base. Bjergsen definitely goes too far forward. He's getting too cheeky when he does that little portal right at the mid-turret. Like, he's on the other side of the base wall. And I was listening to the C9 comms from that today, and the minute that happens, they're like, Bjergsen! And, like, Svenskeren jumps, flashes over the wall. He gets the slows down from Kindred. So Zoe's trying to run away. Aatrox is fucking running at her. And so they get that kill, even though Svenskeren doesn't even get his own ult off. And he dies. But it's like, okay, they killed the Zoe. And then in the meantime, the 3 people who are bot, Acadian, Sven, and Smoothie, they're all bot. They're trying to get up to that mid, near Raptors where this fight's going on. And they head along the base wall rather than inside the jungle. Sneaky sees that. He picks off Sven because he's the trailing member. And, I mean, he just, like, flash ults and then just, like, a WQ or EQ and does 75-80% of his health immediately. And, like, Smoothie eats him, but it doesn't matter. He's fucking dead the moment he comes out of that fish. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, and that was it. Acadian goes over the wall. He throws a barrel to try and save Sven, but it's over. He's only at, like, a quarter health, and he did nothing. Like, and they all leave, and so it comes down to Sven didn't have a flash to leave the moment he sees Sneaky. Bjergsen doesn't have a flash to compensate for his play too far forward. And it's really great because from a spectator standpoint, you see all game, Zoe Q's 80% of people's health. You see the EQ coming out from Varus, 80% of people's health. Like, you're seeing these constant chunking, you're like, this is stupid. Oh, and Nico was also, and then you have the CC between Nico and Zoe, like, all this stuff. And you're like, this is the dumbest comp. Holy shit, this is unbalanced, blah, 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 blah. Like, and you can think that as, like, a non-pro. That you're like, why would this ever be allowed? Like, how are these characters allowed to exist? They're so unbalanced. But then you see in that last fight exactly why it's allowed. Because if you don't have the flash, and there's a team that wants to engage on you, and this is a team that, if they had like Jarvan up top instead of Aatrox, could engage so much harder than they can. And you do that once. Your 2 big poke carries don't have flash, get slightly out of position, and immediately your whole comp dies. Like, that fight took all of, 7 seconds total. If you don't count, like, the 2 seconds where Bjergsen's running away, add that in, fine. 10 seconds total. That fight is over, and you have a Cadian with a quarter health, like, running the fuck away, and the game's done.
And that's where I wanted to talk about, because I saw that from a different angle. But did you have anything you want to add before we go there? Do you have that play to pull it up so we can show it?
I can pull it up, so go ahead and start talking, and I'll get it.
So, at about 40-40 is when he walks around like, what the fuck, my entire team's dead. Like, right after they pick up those 4 kills, Acadian's walking around at 40-40. And he's like, blah, 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 I don't know what to do. He doesn't really know what to do. So he kind of walks back up through the jungle to mid. They see him. They start chasing him out of mid, back to Baron Pit. And he starts to recall at 41-01. But at 40-40, if you look at that map, there's no blue wards, really, that could have seen Acadian. And he has vision for everyone on this C9 side. If he had fucking walked down into their base after they started sort of pushing up into mid, he might have been able to take that last inhibitor turret, because at 40-40 is right when the minions take the inhibitor again. So they take the inhibitor, he could have probably followed up, and I meant the Nexus turret, sorry, the last Nexus turret standing, he could have probably taken that and possibly won if C9, it would have either forced it into a base race, in which C9 was going to win anyways, since, everybody was dead, or it forces them to back, buying more time for them to revive. So, Acadian, you fucked up big time. I mean, I know that that's a tense situation, and you have no idea which way to go.
There's the actual video, so you can point out where it is on the screen for everyone who's watching.
So this is like the precursor to it.
Yeah.
And you were right about 10 seconds, because she died at like 29, and it's...
And it's already over.
Yes.
That's it.
So here he is walking around. They don't fucking see him, because they don't have any wards over there. He has vision on everybody, pretty much. And he sees them staying in mid, pushing up, and he's just walking up into the mid thinking, okay, let's go there first to defend. But there's 4 of them. You're not going to fucking do anything.
Right.
So he's wasted this 11 seconds. His minions are pushing in right now, about to kill that inhibitor.
Oh, yeah, he absolutely could go. Now...
But if he had started that before walking up into River, he would have had a better shot to follow those in, while they're taking these 4 turrets, that they have to get to the fucking Nexus. He could have fucking been in there.
4 turrets and an inhib.
Either winning the game or sustaining long enough for 4 of his members to come back.
And you're right. And you see him, he recalls, and his whole intent here is he wants to come in and ult the minions away to keep the, he doesn't. Does he have ult back up? It's not up yet.
Yeah.
Oh, so he doesn't even have the time there.
I mean, his thought process is theirs to go defend the base. That's all he's got. But he had another option that he should have fucking took, because it would have been the best and the better play.
Actually, I want to point out one more thing for everyone. If you watch Zazel here, and he says in comms too, he suicide dives the fountain with his taunt to make sure that as Bjergsen comes up, he can't do anything. Boom. Yeah. Flash taunts. I mean, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Bjergsen wasn't going to get anything off, but he was there making sure that Bjergsen was never going to get anything off. Which I think it just shows the way Zazel plays, that he's thinking of every fucking little thing and doing whatever he can, and I really like that about him.
Yeah.
I think you fucked up the cam.
Oh, hit the transition button if you would. Sorry.
Anyways, I noticed that when I was watching the highlights today, I was like, he walks past the red buff to go into the mid when he should have just stayed there to kind of assess.
Yeah.
And either back immediately or rush right into the base. And if he had rushed right into the base, he either could have won or sustained.
So I definitely don't think he would have won, because obviously both turrets are up.
Yes.
There's no way.
No, there was only one. There was only one Nexus turret.
Okay, even with one turret up, a Gragas does not outclear a Cassiopeia, Victor, and Aatrox.
He should have known that if they had base raced against him, he was going to lose the 4-1 anyways.
Right,
tried it.
And I agree with that. And it could have been like a team call. I think actually what would have been a better scenario for him, is he tries to do it, and instead of them feeling confident they can win the base race, they send one person back, because in that scenario they don't have enough damage to clear everything before the spawns start happening, and you extend the game.
Basically. That's what I'm saying. It would have either gone...
Of course, that also...
They could have had like a little mini reset type thing to try to...
Yeah.
Make the game last a few minutes longer to try to...
Get another fight, yeah.
But that's unfortunately not what happened.
I guess we'd have to look again if Aatrox, did he have TP up?
I don't know.
Does not. It's all on half cooldown. I was going to say, because if he has it up, then obviously you just send him back to base.
Yeah.
He clears out Gragas, and then he goes back, he TPs back in, and you probably still win. But yeah, definitely, like, small oversight, but I think when it's one of those situations where they are pros, so you would hope they would see that and make that call, but when you just watched your team get wiped in sub 10 seconds...
He chickened.
Yeah, you've got a moment, you're going, what the fuck can I do? Oh god, what just happened? So... Well, and actually, if you listen to the comms, and Licorice said it in the interview afterwards, I believe, that... So, Svenskeren died, like, going in, and immediately following the fight, all he's like, just end it, I want to be out of this game, please. And like, 3 times they had to be like, Dennis, shut up, the game's not over, we need to still make calls right now. Yeah. And like, the Cloud9, they do a video that's their brain check YouTube video they do, and you can very clearly hear Niski say it, like, as Zeyzal scares Acadian off at mid, at the river. You could hear Niski go, Dennis, calm the fuck down.
Is that the one where was that Reaper their coach?
Yeah, where he came
like,
in.
Holy fuck, good job.
That was my favorite part of that. He came in afterwards, he's like, holy fuck, good job. And then he rubs Niski's head and he goes, you dumbass.
That's awesome. It was a fun game. That was definitely like the opposite to the bubble wrap midget fight.
So the one thing I took away from this game, though, that I feel like we definitely didn't take away from a lot of other games is both teams actually played really, really well. Like, as much as Bjergsen overextended at the end, that was the one mistake from either team, or from all of that team, the whole game. Mm-hmm. Cloud9's mistake was TPing Aatrox in to try and, like, defend Baron, and then everybody filtering in. Mm-hmm. And, like, I feel like going back, the one, like, non-super minor mistake that either team made was that. It was the Baron thing, which gave TSM a bigger lead and control of the game, and then Bjergsen overextending, which won the game for Cloud9. Like, that's a really good game. That's what I want to see out of the top teams in the league, not this Fiesta bullshit. Because we saw a lot of Fiesta bullshit.
We did.
Can we talk about the biggest oof of the weekend?
Yes.
Yeah, in fact, let's talk about the biggest Fiesta anybody's ever fucking seen.
Then I think we're talking about different games.
Oh, no. What was the big oof?
The big oof is 100 Thieves Day 2 against Golden Guardians.
Yeah, no, that was a Fiesta as fuck. That was a garbage game.
Not really. I mean, it was really bad on 100 Thieves. Like, Golden Guardians just punished them. Their punish game was insane.
Oh, wait, 100 Thieves Golden Guardians. I'm sorry, I thought you were talking about Clutch.
No.
My mistake. 100 Thieves Golden Guardians.
That's the one we're talking about? This is the one he's talking about.
Well, okay, so 100 Thieves Golden Guardians Day 2.
Yeah.
Why was this one such a big oof for you?
It was big oof on 100 Thieves. Like, they did nothing. Like, there were so many opportunities where they could have made plays, and then instead, they just gave over every objective on the map.
Yes, everything was GG's.
Like, so, like, the start of...
Elder was GG's.
Oh yeah,
Which is
like they gave up all of the dragons. They gave up a Baron and an Elder within like 30 seconds of each other.
Oh my god, yeah.
And like it was just like they didn't even contest. Like,
yeah, no, they gave it up for nothing. You're absolutely right.
They pulled off of Baron to go try to stop them at Elder. And then they get Elder, and then they just mosey over and take Baron too. And they're like, you can just have it, I guess. Like, we don't want it. Yeah, this is going to do you better than it is us anyway. So I was just like...
It was the second Elder one, too, that just blew my mind. It's like, oh, you're dead. You're all dead now.
Yeah, I was just like...
The burn from that was so gross to watch. Like, you hit somebody with something, and they went tick, 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 tick for like 800 health.
Well, Anda also kind of threw that fight to give them their 7-stack Elder. I remember that, because he definitely just got pushed out with like maybe 25% health. And Anda's like, all in! Yeah. Right now. And then Anda eats shit.
He got poked by one Zoe Q and it took like over half his health. Even though he was on a Zac. Was it? Yeah, he was on Zac and got Zoe Q'd for like over half his health. It's like, oh, you are so far behind, aren't you?
And this game just helps me feel even better about my prediction that 100 Thieves was going to just suck it up so bad this split.
And even them winning against CG, it doesn't mean they're good.
Oh no!
So let's not.
Well, I wasn't gonna try to give them any sort of credit there. That was just who played less worse. Yeah.
Who played less worse?
No one played less worse in that game. Oh, that game was the antithesis of Cloud9 TSM, where both teams only made mistakes the whole time.
Yeah.
But, the Golden Guardians, they're starting to look good. We'll definitely get more into them, too. So, before we move completely away from the Cloud9 TSM, though, let's talk about the top of the table. We have Team Liquid 11-1, Cloud9 10-2, and TSM 7-5. So there is a gap there.
Yeah, no one's catching up the first and second.
Yeah.
So they just automatically get into, and they get the bye, right?
Well, so Team Liquid is officially locked into...
Did they update the website finally to say it or not?
No, they tweeted it. They said that our analytic people, they are locked into a playoff spot.
Because I was going to say it, because so the thing is, if they were to lose every game for the next 3 weeks, they would have 7 losses. Mm-hmm. Now, we have that clump that has 7 losses. However, first game of next week is 2 of those playing each other. And that means one of them has 8 losses, which means you now have 4 teams with 8 losses. So Team Liquid can't be a bottom 4 team that misses playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, I was so annoyed when I wasn't seeing any of their graphic stuff showing Team Liquid is, like, mathematically locked into playoffs. Awesome. I'm like, it's math! It's not hard! But yeah, so Team Liquid is in playoffs for sure.
C9 most likely.
They're not fighting for one of the 2
buys. If they win
buys.
a game, then they're
one
in.
Game.
Or, well, they might have to win... I mean, depending on how everybody else does, they would have to win 2 games, I think, to get in. But
0-6 or whatever it is.
But yeah, so most likely we're going to see TL and Cloud9 in. And TSM's looking pretty good. They're fairly in. How do we feel about these 3 teams, though, who are finally showing up as the top of the table? I mean, TL, they're on a 4-game win streak after dropping the 1 to TSM. TSM won 5 and then lost the 1 to Cloud9. Mm-hmm. Cloud9's on an 8-game win streak. That, by the way, only matched by themselves last split.
Wow.
In the LCS era.
Good job, C9.
Yeah. Or in the franchise era, I should say.
They could elongate that, too. I mean, they could just keep going.
Yeah, no, they could win more. I mean, they have Team Liquid to face first thing next week, so you don't know.
That's going to be a good game.
But, yeah, like, they have 8 wins right now. They made that same run, and they're the only team all of 2017 to make that run. Or 2018 to make that run, and they did it when they were in last place, and they got all the way up to 2nd. They won 8 games in a row to end the split.
That's amazing. So basically, the very first game next weekend, or at least for them, is TL versus C9.
Yeah, TL, C9.
And that could go either way, which either puts them at a 9-0 lose streak, or just the same 8-0 because it's TL.
Yeah, they would either have the 9-game win streak, including a win over TL, and that would probably continue expanding because they have 100 Thieves after that.
Yeah.
Or they lose and they still have like an 8-game win streak. Now, winning against Team Liquid would mean they split that that head-to-head, so they would be legitimately straight up tied.
That's true.
Because they would have each a win against each other, and then a loss to some other team, TSM and CLG, and it doesn't matter how high the other team's ranked. So you could see a tiebreaker for first/second at the end of the split if it were to like play out the rest of the way like that. Like, if Cloud9 won out and TL just lost to Cloud9 only, they would tiebreaker for first/second.
I agree with Alan in the chat. He says, I think Cloud9 could beat Team Liquid next week. I actually think that's very possible.
Oh, yeah.
100%. I think all 3 of these teams are super, super good right now. Yeah. TSM coming on very recently as such. Yeah. I still think they're not quite to the Liquid and Cloud9 caliber, despite beating Team Liquid. And I think that's just because they have gaps in their teamwork. Mm-hmm. Whereas you're not seeing that so much out of Liquid or Cloud9. Yeah. I mean, because we saw it there at the end of that game where there was 3 bot, Bjergsen went too far forward, and like that's not just a Bjergsen issue. The team like then collapsing did it wrong. Like they should have gone through the jungle, that wouldn't kill Sven, blah blah blah. So there's those little things there that we're seeing more out of TSM, but they're looking very clean as well. I would be super surprised if it's not 2 of those teams in the final at the end of the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, for Cloud9, TSM, or Team Liquid specifically, since we are going to see them play next week, what advantages do you think each team has over each other? Like, if TL is to win, what do they need to do? And if Cloud9's to win, what do they need to do?
So, for Team Liquid to win, they need to not fuck up. For Cloud9 to win, they just need to do better than Team Liquid. Boom, that's it.
I think that a little bit more. I think they gotta see if C9 wants
like
to
top of the tier
right.
teams. It's really hard to say.
I'm asking for anything specific though, rather than anything that's not.
Specific. Team Liquid has Core JJ. They gotta shut Core JJ and double lift down. That's really it. in my
So
opinion.
Cloud9
Core
to
JJ
win.
can carry the entire team. He can support the entire team, so they've got to really watch him.
So you're saying for Cloud9 to win, they
Yes.
need to keep the bot lane out of it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for Team Liquid to win, do they just need to make sure their bot lane gets going? Is it just the opposite, or are they looking somewhere else for you?
I don't fucking know about that. I mean, Team Liquid's just, they're going to win unless I think C9 really focuses on the bot and, like, shuts down Double Lift and Core JJ. Otherwise, like, I can't think of something specific for Team Liquid to win. They just got to play well, and they've been doing that.
It's going to come down to picks and bans, 100%. Whatever they draft next week, that's where it's going to be decided.
So yeah, I'm totally the other way. I think it's about... So if Cloud9 wants to win, they need to do what they've been doing to a lot of teams. Not so much this week, but they've been about getting early leads. That's not something we've seen Team Liquid do at all.
Yeah.
Team Liquid just kind of quietly plays until 20 minutes, a team fight happens, and then they roll out from there. And also, they're not fast at closing games. Like, that's been something that's been levied against them over and over and over, is that they, not only is NA, like, the slowest region, but they are, like, the slowest winning team, period.
TL?
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Like, they have one of the slowest win averages.
They're the epitome of slow
and steady.
Yeah, slow and steady wins the race.
Right. And so, I mean, there's a thing of, okay, but if they're winning, who cares? Which I totally agree with that, too. And I think that's why Cloud9 has a chance against them, though, is because we've been seeing... What, they wanted to see what it was? Or, Aspen Brewing?
No, the bottom.
Oh, Cloud9 Saison.
Accident.
What a happy coincidence.
Yeah.
What a
I'm
crazy
just staring at it. I'm like,
random
does that really say
happenstance.
Cloud9 right now?
So Cloud9, though, they've been getting early leads. Yeah. In mid lane, in top lane, sometimes in bottom lane, even. And so I think... if Cloud9 can play into that, they do have a good chance to get a leg up on TL, and they're good enough to actually continue with that lead, which is the problem for all these other teams. You know, somebody like Golden Guardians, who we've seen get a really good lead against TL, they're not quite well put together, or well enough put together that they can continue on with that. And, I mean, that's how TSM won. They got a small lead on Team Liquid, and then they just held on to it the rest of the time.
Yeah, well, so I feel like Team Liquid, they might be slow to come online, but once they come online, they're done. Like, they've won. Mm-hmm. Like, if you can try to shut it down before they can get full build, like...
not even full build. It's 15, 20 minutes. When those team fights start, if you start losing those, that's when Liquid just, like, takes you out.
Yeah. Yeah, so Cloud9's going to have to play very quick and conservatively. Like...
Wait, conservatively?
Like, they're not going to want to give any kills over...
Well, that's just good or clean, not conservative. Conservative is not going for kills and stuff even.
I think TL will play aggressive against Cloud9 early game. More so than they have been. Just to ensure it.
That'd be interesting
if they pick the right comp. Like, if they get...
We're going to... I'm going to call it now. We're going to see the most ridiculous comp picked by both teams. They're both going to pick cheese, and it's just going to be like... I don't know what I'm watching, but this is really fun.
I would not be shocked to see Sneaky playing Cassiopeia bot again if it's given to him. Like, he hasn't been, like, dominating those lanes, but he does really well in team fights with it. Like, he's learned this champion. He's got it down pretty damn well. So, I mean, like, we saw him make actually a few minor mistakes against TSM where he had taken Flash Heal instead of Flash Cleanse. And so, like, if he had Cleanse, he could have cleansed and killed Varus when he got caught mid, and like there's a couple times where it's like, oh, if you had cleanse, you walk out of that. Oops. But yeah, so that game's gonna be great. So everybody agrees though. TL, Cloud9, TSM. Do we see any of them tripping up before the end of the season? And I don't mean just like losing games, but like dropping out of top 3.
No, I really don't. Even if like TL or C9 loses a couple games here and there, it's going to be 1 to 2 max.
Yeah, and there's quite a buffer. I mean, Team Liquid is 6 games ahead of 4th, Cloud9 5 games, and TSM 2 games.
I think they'll stay there. They've proven themselves. They're doing really well, both of them.
Does TL do cheese? TL, they haven't really been very cheesy. I think it was interesting to see Impact on the Kennen this week, because that's definitely not the kind of thing Impact plays, but it worked out really well. He had that amazing, like, ambush in the brush behind Baron Pit. That was fantastic. It was so great. Like, the team They come around, they see Team Liquid, and they're like, oh, let's go up this way. And all of a sudden it was kind of like, hello!
I think he got like a 4-man ult right there with his stun.
At least 3, yeah. It was gross.
But his second game, in fact, did really well too. He pushed in a fucking inhibitor turret at 17 minutes. Just because it took 5 people to hold off 4.
Yeah.
So.
Alright, well, so let's move on from the good teams.
Alright.
And we talked about the game of the week that delivered. Let's talk about the Bubble Wrap Midget Wrestling match.
Bubble Wrapped Midget Wrestling match. I always forget the second W.
Yeah, Bubble Wrap. I could add a third one, make it Bubble Wrap Midget Wrestling Match of the Week.
It's already too long.
It is. But we said it was going to be that first game, Clutch versus 100 Thieves. And fuck if it wasn't.
Yeah.
That game was so garbage.
Yeah.
On every possible level.
Y'all didn't get to watch it live, did you?
No, it was great. So we're running our Smash tournament.
It's not fair that they didn't get to watch it live.
I see her messaging in the Discord being like, oh my god, Hoonie, and like blah blah, and like she was hyped up. I'm like, fuck, Clutch is winning. I was like, I went against my better judgment. I'm like, I'm gonna pick 100 Thieves. Because I went and I broke it down. I'm like, okay, Hoonie can throw. We've seen Hoonie like suck. We've seen, but I'm like, and Demonte's really good, and we've seen Piglet suck. And I'm like, Sunday's really good in the top, but he can suck hard. And then bot lane, Apollo and Hakuho, Apollo and Hakuho? No,
Bang
that's
and
Clutch. Bang and Afromu, there we go.
Piglet and Vulcan.
Oh yeah, and yeah, they used to be Clutch, now they're Fox. But yeah, so I'm like, Bang and Afro, like, we've seen them suck, but they can also be good. And so what I came down to is, Hui's had 2 good games, so he might not get smashed. And then you're messaging shit, I'm like, they're just getting smashed. And they were, when I went back and watched. They got smashed in every fucking way. And then they won.
I was like, they're not midgets anymore. They grew up, and then I was like, never mind. They were just stacking 2 of them on top of each other, and they got.
Oh, when you said they're not midgets anymore, I thought like you're stacking 2 on top of each other was just making a joke of they're still bad, but they found a way to win while being bad. Because if it's 2 midgets in a trench coat, you might win still.
That's what I was thinking. That's when they started to lose. I was like, oh no, they were just stacking 2 midgets on top of each other, and they fell over. Like, I should have said that. They fell over.
This game hurt to watch.
It was so bad.
100 Thieves proved they have no ability to execute in lane, and Clutch Gaming proved that they have no idea what to do with a lead.
Fucking lead. Huge lead. 8-0, 4 drags, and 8 chaos.
They just proceeded to do fucking nothing for like 20 minutes. Absolutely nothing. I've had bronze teammates do more shit on the map than they did. Like, they're just running around, and it boggles my mind, because, I mean, I talked about it last week. If you want to see how to do vision, watch one of the Cloud9 games. Their vision's fantastic. Whenever they have a lead, they just go, okay, this quadrant, light it up. They all have, like, double pinks. They clear out everything. They've got pinks in there. They got, trinket, yellow wards in there. They've got everything down. And then they wait for you to come in, and they fucking kill you. Clutch was like, you know what we should do? Sit in lane where they can see us, and then just make sure not to put any wards anywhere. That'll work. It'll work.
They definitely threw it. They threw that game.
It was the most garbage thing I've ever seen. Like, I ward better than that team does.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a reason why both 100 Thieves and Clutch have 4 wins to date. Like, they're both just playing like garbage this split. Like, I was really, really wanting to jump on the Hoonie train this year, and I'm so glad I didn't.
I jumped on and I fell off.
I was halfway through the hoo sound and I realized I could go Hoonie. And I got really happy with myself.
And then 100 Thieves, I hoped and prayed that they would do terrible. And of all of the prayers that I've ever had, this is the fucking one that gets answered. Where's that $1 million I could have used? But 100 Thieves shitting the bed this split, I guess that's kind of a consolation prize.
I mean, we'll get to playoff and whatnot. Do either of these teams have any redeeming qualities at this point?
Well, I mean, they've got Crown.
What? No. Neither.
No,
wait.
Crown's on optic.
God damn it.
I know.
But Clutch and 100 Thieves.
Has
Wait,
Bang.
okay.
Wait. They've got Afro and Bang. I'm sorry.
Okay, here's a better focus. What's specifically wrong with these teams? If you could make 2 changes, to each team, what would those changes be? And it doesn't have to be replace a player. It could be, hey, you need to play this style, or you need to work on vision control, or neutral objectives, or something. What 2 things would you say each team needs to change?
Onda needs to not be dumb on 100 Thieves' side, because he cucked Riven or someday out of an ult. Funny, like he had his little J4 circle ult, and then I think Huni was trapped inside of it, but Riven was out of it, so he couldn't get the damage. So
he couldn't get it.
If
he's got a Q left, he can jump over that shit.
It was just not able to get in, and I feel like it was Onda's fault. And then the second game, Onda was dumb anyways. For CG side, I think put Demonte top and Huni mid. I don't know why, but I feel like that would be a very good change.
Demonte top and Huni mid.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Because Huni wants to play those all-in fuck you champs, and he could still play Rumble mid, he could still play Karma mid, and then that frees up Demonte just to chill up in top lane and maybe get fed.
Maybe.
And you don't want to ride on Huni's shoulders anymore.
I have to defend myself to Duct here. I've prayed many. I've never prayed for anything actually.
No. He said he prayed for lots of things, and the only one that's been answered is that 100 Thieves suck, and he was disappointed that that's the only one that came true. Yeah. No, he said, out of all my prayers, not that I only chose to pray for one thing. Apparently, I'm magic.
I'll try praying for something better next time. I'm sorry, world. I could have fixed everything.
Yeah, right. No, you just have to do 2 together. I pray that 100 Thieves will suck, and there will be an end to world hunger.
I think genie rules apply that you can't.
So they have, you can't get one without the other. They have to come together.
Chain them together.
Oh, you can't? Oh.
Well, I'm assuming genie rules apply. You can't chain your wishes together.
Yeah, no, I mean, really, you always have to be worried about monkey paw rules, too. It's an end to world hunger. Everyone's dead. Don't worry, no one's hungry anymore. Monkey paw rules are nasty.
Who have I killed with this awesome prayer?
Whichever person would have been good and on 100 Thieves, apparently.
Well, some days alright.
Yeah.
Is he?
So, okay.
Some days?
So here we go.
I don't get it. Is that a joke?
It's not
So for me, Clutch, Huni, I don't know what you do to right that fucking ship. However, I do think
with Huni, I can't.
There's got to be somebody better than Piglet down bot. Piglet's been washed up for years.
Has he? I don't know much about Piglet.
Piglet was on Team Liquid when they almost got relegated from the league 2 years ago.
Jeez.
Or maybe it was 3 years ago. He's been not great for a while. They moved him to mid for a while. And they brought in Double Lift to save that team from relegation. When he was still on TSM, he just put himself on the bench because he wanted to take a breather and stuff. But yeah, I think Piglet and I think Huni are the problem for Clutch overall. But I don't think Lyra's a fucking shining light either.
I think Lyra's better than Onda.
Well, right, but this is Clutch.
No, sorry.
I think you have 3 players, and one of them has to be swapped for sure. And then you have to, as a team, play through Demonte. He's the one person on that team I trust to do worth a damn on a regular basis.
On day 2, though. Piglet did
really good. Twice this fucking year. Out of 12 games, do I give a fuck? No. Demonte's consistently actually good in the mid.
Right.
Play through Demonte and replace one of the people that seems to choke everything away. If you want to keep Huni, Piglet, or Lyra, fine. Keep 1 or 2 of them. But you gotta replace somebody there.
For Huni. Huni's probably making 2 times everyone else on that team.
Yeah.
And he's playing 2 times worse than everyone else on... Well,
he did well as Karma in the early game, but again, they all did well at a fucking 8-0 lead.
Yeah.
So,
And I would go ahead... I'm going to disagree straight out with Tiger Claw that every jungler is better than Onda. I don't believe that at all. I think Onda's decent. He had a bad week.
He did.
But I don't think he's actually terrible. I think he has a mid laner who has shown up twice all season, and he has a bot lane who can be good, but I think the shot caller is an issue. And that shot caller is in the bot lane.
Is he Moo?
It is Afro
Don't
Moo.
be Moo on the shot calling.
I think Afro Moo is a problem. I think Afro Moo has...
I don't know. This sounds
I think
oddly
he's gotten
reminiscent of something that I've been saying for the last fucking year.
Both of us have. I think Afromu's gotten stagnant. I think you make somebody compete with him. You say, Afro, you're going to the bench. We're playing, some other support. I don't know who necessarily you bring in at this point. Like, maybe Cloud9's new Academy support's really good and you just buy them, because if you want somebody good, you just buy it off Cloud9's Academy roster, because apparently that place is the hyperbolic time chamber. But, like, I don't know. Afromu, I mean, we've seen him do just some of the worst things. We saw him this week. Was it in that game 1 against the Zoe, or was it game 2 they played against the Zoe?
It's game 2. Zoe.
Game 2 against the Zoe. We saw him on Braum repeatedly get Sleepy Treble bubbled and not throw up his shield and get chunked for 80% of his health.
Yeah. I've seen, with the Zoe...
I don't know. It makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. Like,
I'm happy for you, because I don't care about 100 Thieves. It does not matter to me.
Radiant, I'm still there. I still think Onda's fine. That's why I disagree with Alan. I think Onda's fine. I think Afro, and I think Someday's fine. Who he's not great, but I don't think he's as big as a problem as the shot calling is. Because if your shot calling is good, your team doesn't do what 100 Thieves does.
Okay, case in point, Afromu's shot calling against Golden Guardians that day. Let's just give him everything.
Yeah.
Hey guys, here's what we're gonna do.
That's what he said
nothing.
in the team chat. We're gonna do nothing today.
Does anyone have suggestions,
like
ideas? No, cool. We'll continue to do nothing.
Yeah, something is wrong in that team when it comes to their play on the map. And if your shot caller is supposed to be one of the best in the league, whatever, apparently he's just checked the fuck out.
That's what I feel like.
Your team movement is garbage.
Be there.
Either he's not doing it right, or no one's listening to him. And either way, that means you have to replace him.
That's true. If no one's just even.
I bet Afromu is probably the highest paid person on that team. Maybe shy of Bang. You think Someday is?
Oh, Bang. No, Bang.
No, Bang just came over. I bet it's lower. I would bet Someday, because anybody in the league except for like Cloud9, Team Liquid would have bought him away. And his contract was up. He's on a new one.
Interesting.
So
okay.
I bet he was re-upped for a lot of money.
So, yeah, I'm sure Afro's just making buku bucks to be one of the worst fucking players this split. Like, I mean, he's probably second only to Huni. Like, Huni's probably making more money than anyone else in A.
Yes, Impact probably is making the most, but...
Sure.
But no, Huni's like top 3, easy.
And he's putting up 0 numbers. Like, he's gonna take either a huge pay cut or he needs to retire. Like, the Huni of old is no more. He has fallen so far from grace that
I'm not going to say shit, because they did have the lead, and while they did blow it, they can absolutely stomp Fox.
Yeah, but when you look at this, week after week, they continuously blow it. Week after week, they continuously blow it on 100 Thieves and Clutch, and it's just...
I know.
At what point... You can't keep making excuses for them. You can't have a bad week every single week. That's just, you're bad.
I say you can have a bad week every single week. It's called these shit teams.
Yeah. Like, I mean...
They make me mad. That's why I don't really care about CG anymore, because it makes me angry every single week. I pick the game I think they're going to win, and they fucking blow it. And then I pick the game I think they're going to lose, because Fox has a history, even though they're not running Rush on the second day, they do have a history of winning, and because CG just literally blew a fucking game, you're not going to want to pick them anyways. And then they dominate the stupid... It's just aggravating. At least with Team Liquid, C9, TSM, even if they're playing each other, I'm like, this is a good game. No one's dumb. You know?
Yeah.
This is a fun game. There's wards everywhere. There's team fights. There's things being calculated. And the teams are playing well. But with CG, it's like they roll a dice every fucking team fight.
Yeah.
And it's like D&D
These
style.
teams are awful.
It's like, when they're trying to plan their moves, like, you see that meme, like, with all of, like, the calculus and, like, shit, like, fly by your head. Like, with 100 Thieves and Clutch, it's like 1+3 flashcards. Like, and, like, they still can't get the right answer.
Oh my god. If anybody's a meme maker, you should make it. Yes. Do a GIF, and it's like, have it be, Cloud9, Team Liquid, TSM logos, and the calculus stuff moving around from The Hangover, right? I believe that's what it's from.
Sure, there's a couple different versions of the meme.
Yeah, there's a few versions. And then cut to Team Liquid, 100 Thieves and Clutch's logos, and it's Big Daddy, Dog, Fish, Pony, Heap?
Heap up
Anonymous?
Heap up Anonymous.
I haven't thought about
Hip
that
Hop Anonymous.
So many
He
years.
pops Anonymous. Damn you!
You give him all the easy ones. There we go. Somebody make that GIF, throw it on Reddit, reap the karma.
And it's pronounced GIF, by the way.
Okay, no.
It's also Hip Hop Anonymous, not Hip Hop Anonymo.
Mm,
Oh, he's gonna be so wrong.
I'm
So
probably
wrong.
am gonna be wrong.
I love that movie.
Can we move on from CG and 100 Thieves for now, at least? Like,
You know what?
Do we have anything else to
I
talk
told
about?
you who
Because
not to
fuck
back this year, and you went ahead and did it anyway.
So, I did the whole, I'm not picking Clutch until they win again. They won again, and then, like, I was worried the 100 Thieves Clutch. I'm like, I'm allowed to pick them because they won. And I was like, and then I did the whole thing, and I'm like, who he's been good twice, and they won not at all because of that. Just because Clutch is still garbage.
So, I'm gonna blame Echo Fox for everything that's happening this year, with the exception of 100 Thieves. I'm basically blaming Fox for Fox and Clutch being garbage this year. Like, they had a top 3-4 team, like, the last two splits.
Oh, yeah?
Like, they consistently were pulling, like, they were top 1-2 for most of the split
100
until
Thieves,
the...
you said?
No,
Fox.
Fox.
Oh.
Until they fucked it at the end and they would drop to 3-4.
Summer split, they were top 1-2. Spring split, they were not. They were top, like, 5.
I thought they were, like, 3-4.
Maybe 3-4.
I don't think they'd fallen
Maybe.
quite down to 5.
No, you're right. I think actually they did finish the split 3-4, or they finished the split 3-4 because they lost in playoffs in the semifinal, and it was like, oh shit.
Yeah, something like that.
Because
And-
Team Liquid made the run out of nowhere. That's
Yep.
what happened.
And
You're right.
so Fox spent Fox was hemorrhaging money and trying to afford all of these good players, and then they
were
couldn't.
mismanaged as fuck.
And so
Yeah.
we ended up with the good players that were playing well together end up getting scattered, and now they all just suck a dick. Like,
No, that both 100 Thieves and Echo Fox are just amazing examples of mismanagement.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. 100 Thieves, like, getting rid of Cody Sun right before playoffs, even though they're doing really well for, Riccara, who had never played a pro match before, and blah, blah, blah. And then, granted, they hold on to Someday, but then they swap out Ryu for Huhi. It's like, great, another Korean who hasn't been good in 4 years. Like, I mean, granted, that's an exaggeration, like 2 years. But, like, Ryu and Huhi used to be good at one point. It's been a while. Keeping Sunday, great.
He's
Keeping
just so
Onda, I'm
bad.
totally okay with that.
Yeah.
He's just not good.
He's
He's
very
not
good.
garbage.
Yeah,
He's just
yeah.
not
That's
good.
what it is. Like, he's made a couple good plays, but we're also 12 games deep.
Right.
So,
And then, of course, if it all stems back to Afromu, then that's an issue. Like, we don't know it, but it just seems hard to believe it's not. Someday I'm gonna meet Zach in an alley, and he's gonna beat my ass. He'll be like, "It wasn't fucking me," and just drop an elbow. But
wait, is Sunday's name also Zach?
no, Afromu.
Oh, you said someday.
I said Afromu's the issue. I think Afromu's
You said
the
I'm
issue.
gonna meet
Did-
someday in...
Someday I'm going to meet Zach.
I thought you said...
Someday. Just someday. It wasn't even...
It had an O and an E and only one M. Or one S, one S.
You can't even fucking
It's double
spell it.
S-U-M?
It is.
I don't know.
Double S-U-M.
He doesn't spell it like a normal word. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Because most of
No,
these are normal
Sunday's
words.
actually still good. He is. But also, and you know what? Probably might be an issue too, because it seems like that team doesn't play around Sunday properly a lot of the time. But
When they do, it seems
I mean,
like
I think Dr. Allen said it earlier. Allen did. 100 Thieves has one job: get Bang or Someday fed, and follow them to victory, basically. And they don't do that anymore.
They don't do anything anymore.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
really hard to say they don't do that when they don't do anything. It's
You're
like
correct.
the casters, they made a comment. They're like, well, it just kind of looks like 100 Thieves just slowly rolled over and died. And
now?
that's basically what they've done the entire split.
This one?
It's
Or something else?
I like beer.
pretty sad. Are you sure that's a beer you want? Oh, it's an IPA.
Is that good?
It's whatever.
You can switch.
It's a tropical IPA, though. It's called Juice Willis. Oh my god.
Really?
Yeah, it says
No,
at the
it's called Candle Bliss.
Oh, I'm sorry. It says Juice Willis, though, up here. I don't even care. I'm gonna call it
I like
Juice
these cans.
Willis.
These cans have good things on them.
And good things in them. But yeah, okay, so let's move on slightly. We're gonna talk about the clumps. As I titled this segment, Meet the Clumps. We
He
have...
thinks he's clever.
No. Because I like bad puns.
And bad movies, apparently.
I've never actually seen Meet the Clumps.
Which
Is
you're
it called
not-
Clumps or Crumps or?
I
is it
don't know,
Clumps
but I know what you're talking
with
about.
a K.
It's the clumps.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't know if it's called Meet the Clumps, but like
there's just the clumps.
There's one called like I think there's like 3 of them in the series.
Yes, Eddie Murphy plays like all of them. Yeah, I've never seen any of them at all.
Let's see, Meet.
You're adding the Fockers in.
Meet the Fockers. Yeah, I think it's just the Clumps.
Nutty Professor 2, the Clumps.
Okay, it's just the Clumps.
Womp womp.
I did see the first Nutty
the
Professor.
The things we Google in the League of Legends segment.
But anyway, oh no, I didn't. I saw the Robin Williams flubber thing.
Okay.
Those are almost the same thing.
They're both like weird science movies for kids.
My God.
But anyway, so we're going to talk about the 2 clumps that are in the league. Calling it the clumps because that's what they're doing on the desk and they're memeing the shit out of it, and it was entertaining. So we have the 3 teams at the top of the league that we already mentioned. Team Liquid, Cloud9, TSM.
What is this, by the way? Real quick before we go into this. C9.
That's how many wins they have. 11, 10, and 7. Yeah. So we have 2 clumps of teams. We have 3 teams tied for last in the league with 4 wins,
Good.
8 losses.
This is my favorite clump of them all because it fucks over like Echo Fox because they pissed me off last year, and then 100 Thieves, they just have continued to piss me off. / now they're paying for it, and then Clutch, fuck Texas, so we're good.
Yeah. So okay, we have Clutch and 100 Thieves, who we've been talking about, and then you had even brought up Echo Fox while we were talking about, because you said they had like a good team and then threw it all away. Those 3 teams now all tied at the bottom of the standings. Granted, they're only one game back from the other clump, which has playoff spots available. But out of these 3 teams, do any of them have a chance at turning it around?
I'll let Chase answer this first.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna rule it out because it's very possible that they one of these teams could secure a playoff spot, but I think it's pretty unlikely at this point.
So if one were to, who would it be?
Echo Fox is the only contender in my mind. Like I think that 100 Thieves, with how they're showing up or not showing up every week, and Clutch doing the exact same thing, like Fox has a couple like bouts of brilliance, but they're just kind of you could tell like they're a rookie team. Like they're playing really not well together. Mm-hmm. They should have figured out how to play together at this point, and they haven't. Like they got beat by Clutch. They lost to Golden Guardians. Like it's just they've lost to teams that they should have beaten, and they've won against teams that they should have lost to. So it's just so Fox has no one of merit in there. So
people to play or win or who they've won against, you mean, or what?
Sorry, yeah. So Fox has lost.
Fox has only beaten Golden Guardians, Optic, FlyQuest, and 100 Thieves once each. They have lost both times to Clutch, so that's not a great start.
Yeah. Wait. Did you say they won against TSM? Fox did not win against TSM.
No.
Yeah.
Golden Guardians, Optic, FlyQuest, and 100 Thieves.
Okay, sorry. My brain hears things and it omits most of it, so...
Selective hearing.
It's called marriage.
Yeah, no, I think that Fox has probably the best chance considering like they still have kind of a decent team, whereas 100 Thieves they pulled in Bang and Bang has not shown up. Afromu continues to drag the entire team down. Like Afromu's basically a giant anchor. Like he is just fucking everyone else on that team. Because you're right, Onda does have potential. Someday has potential. Bang should be there, and he's not. Pop off and Afromu is just like the 10,000-pound anchor that's like, okay, I guess we're just sitting here.
Which is so weird because he was MVP 2 splits ago. Last spring split, he was MVP, and he deserved it when he got it. He played incredible that split.
Maybe he just doesn't give a fuck.
And then since then, they lost Meteos, and they lost Cody-san, and they lost Ryu. And now, all of a sudden, he's like...
Do you think he doesn't play well with Bang? Does Bang know English very well? Like, is he fluent enough
I doubt it.
So do you think Moo, like...
Oh, I'm sure there's a language issue.
They're probably playing better together than him and Cody-san did, because they just fucking despised each other.
Are they friendlier? Yes. Are they playing better? No.
That's what I'm thinking. Like,
not even close. Cody-san and Afromu were winning lane consistently.
No, sorry, that sounded like a dig at Cody-san, and that's not what it was trying to be. Because Cody-san, I think, is actually really good. I think that they shouldn't have ditched Cody. Now? He's on a bench.
He's
Are you serious?
Academy for Fox or Clutch, I think.
I don't recall where he landed, but
I think he's behind Piglet on Clutch.
I'll
look it up. Keep going.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Things and stuff?
Things and stuff? No, that's exactly what you were saying. Things and stuff.
We've beaten the horse.
You were saying who has the chance to make it into playoffs.
I think Fox does. Like, that's... Alan says the 100 Thieves could still pull it out. They do have the talent, but they also have that giant anchor that I was talking about. I think that unless they pull Afromoo, which I know they're not going to, I think they're going to continue to sink into oblivion and out of relevance. Clutch, they have Hooney and DeMonte. They have good players. And, I mean, well...
They have DeMonte. They have good players. I can see him second guessing that Hooney call.
I think
so Hooney is good when he is here and present.
When was the last time he actually had a good game?
I don't think it's been this split.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Hooney,
yeah.
I don't think he had a good game this split. I don't think he had a good game for the last for playoffs last split. So it'd probably be like week 7 or 8 last split that he had a good week.
So, I mean...
It's been almost a full split at this point.
Of the teams in that clump, Clutch is the only one that's beaten a team that's actually better than them. And they've beaten TSM.
Let's be fair. Every team is better than them. If they beat somebody other than those other 2 teams in that group.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're the only team that's beaten a team of merit.
Fox beat Golden Guardians and FlyQuest. I mean, FlyQuest has been on a fall. I think we all think Golden Guardians is pretty decent at this point. We'll get further into that. But yeah, no, the one that's beaten one of the top 3, TSM.
Well, I mean, TSM had a super rocky start, and so
that's when they beat them too.
Yeah, I don't think that Clutch would beat TSM now.
I mean, have any of these teams actually gotten a win that we would have considered good at the time it happened?
No.
Wait, well, CG's yesterday win was a good win.
I mean, but against Fox, they beat someone else that was tied for last.
Now.
They just pulled Fox into the very bottom with them.
I think Fox isn't a very consistent team, and I think 100 Thieves is a very inconsistent team, so they're going to be stuck down. Yeah, considering
they've all got 4 wins, they're all sucking it real hard this
split. CG is inconsistent at being bad or good. Mm-hmm. Like, it's very inconsistent with them, and I don't think that it'll be enough. I don't know why inconsistency right here is a good thing, but for them it's almost a good thing. So I don't think they'll be in a playoff spot. I don't think they'll manage to pull off enough wins to get there.
So if you had to pick one team to make it, though, who would you pick out of those 3?
Then probably Clutch.
Just pick Clutch.
They might stumble into a win.
So, my initial feeling is that it would be Fox, because I'm surprised to see that Fox is here tied in this bottom clump. I would have expected...
agreed with me. It means you're going to win.
Good. Fucking shit.
So that's my initial thought, is that, because I feel like they have, Apollo and Hakuho, who's a decent bottom lane. Are they great? No, but they're decent.
Yeah.
They're better than the bottom lanes these other 2 seem to be rocking currently, even though, on paper, Bang and Afromoo should be the best of those 3 by far. However, as I did just look up and confirm, Cody's son is Clutch's Academy bot laner.
Bring that in.
But they're not going to bench Bang.
No, wrong team.
Fucking A.
Piglet.
Sorry. They should bench Piglet.
Yeah, they absolutely should. I think if
no one's going to bench Bang.
And what did I say? I said they need to change 2 things.
Yeah.
Swap out one of these 3 players, and then focus on everything through DeMonte. Bring in Cody's son to your bot lane and feed DeMonte.
I would be interested to see it because I haven't seen
I think if that happens, that team could make a run to playoffs. Now, I don't think they're going to do it, so I think Echo Fox is the only one who has a chance.
Well, the problem with Cody's son at this point...
If they do, then Clutch is the one I think has a chance.
The problem with Clutch bringing Cody's son in is that he is going to be at minimum 6 weeks behind everyone else on the pro stage.
Great. Piglet seems like he's 3 years behind.
Those words make sense.
He's living back in 2014 when he won a fucking championship. I don't give a fuck anymore.
You're right. So do they play anyone that they could actually beat going forward? Fly, CLG, if they had Cody's son, it's possible. TL, fat chance. Golden Guardians, potentially. TSM Cloud9. They pull Cody's son out to get shit on for the remainder of the split.
Yeah, but it would also give them a better chance against those tough teams.
So if you look at them, Clutch has the hardest out schedule because they have not faced TSM, TL, or Cloud9, whereas 100 Thieves faced TL in this back half and Fox faced TSM in the back half.
So now that I'm looking at this, Clutch has an even harder time, even if they pull out Cody's son, and he's ridiculously on point. They're still against teams that are going to crap all over them. they best case scenario they go 3-3 out. That is best case scenario in my mind.
Yeah.
I think for all of these teams, their best case scenario is to 500 out because they're well below it right now. I mean, at 4 and 8, they're all running 33%.
Bring Cody's son out for the Fly CL. They should bring Cody's son out for next week, just so we can see it and see if he does good.
I would love to see it.
But then, like,
It's not
put
gonna happen,
Piglet
but
back in for TL, so it's Piglet's fault again.
I mean, 100 Thieves, if
Because
they...
you don't want to fuck up Cody Sun's mental.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like, but also, don't put him in that spot. I mean, don't get me wrong. If he goes 2-0 and it's really the difference that makes it, then play him against TL because it's going to be the best.
I just love the visual image of the coach grabbing Piglet by the shoulders and, like, kicking him onto the stage. Yeah. I'm sorry! Yeah. He sacrificed.
Gone.
I think 100 Thieves has the best chance of winning games of their next 6 games. I think that they're going to lose 2 for sure, and 4 of those games they could be close if everyone shows up and plays properly.
That's true.
Fox,
so
on the other hand,
CG,
they're another 500 at best. They likely lose 3 and they potentially win 3.
We've all kind of hit on the same thing. Like, just the gut feeling is like, oh, Fox should be the team that has a chance. And then you go, well, if they make some changes, Clutch should be the team that has the chance. And if you go, but if I look at the teams that they each have on paper, 100 Thieves is the team that should have the chance.
That's funny, the way that it works out. You're pretty much correct.
Right, and then we look at it, though, if we go, none of these teams have a chance.
Yeah. I mean, that's where I'm
Who's
right
finishing
now.
last?
I think they're going to be last.
Let's make our predictions. Who's finishing last?
Who did I put as last? Because I hope I put 100 Thieves.
No, I know you did.
I put them at 4, didn't I?
So 10 and 9. You had CLG is 9 and FlyQuest is 10. I
had 100 Thieves at 9, so I'm already on
You had 100 Thieves at 9, Golden Guardians at 10, and I had Optic at 9, Echo Fox at 10. Okay, I'm writing Echo Fox to the ground.
All right.
Because then I would have had a, from beginning of the season, prediction.
I'll go with Fox 10th, and then 100 Thieves 9th, and then CG 8th, and Optic 7th, or GG 7th, or FlyQuest 7th, or CLG 7th. Any one of those 7.
How many numbers and teams are you going to list? I got confused.
Just all of them, because I don't know yet. That's the hardest thing about doing this podcast with you guys, or the Twitch streaming, is like I have to make predictions that are fucking wrong, and I hate doing that. I really don't like doing that.
Welcome to my world.
You're still leading.
I still have my savant moments, but 9 times out of 10, it's just like...
So
I pick the team that I hate less.
Very last thing before we move on from these 3 teams. I did briefly mention it. Alan brought it back up. Do we think Prawley, their coach, might be the problem with 100 Thieves?
I
think that everything with 100 Thieves... No, Afro was the problem, 100%. Probably might not be making it better, but I don't think he's the... Well, he's the problem for not pulling Afro.
Unless management's making that but I agree. I think saying he's not making it better is the correct assessment. He's not improving their situation no matter what he's doing.
I mean, best case, unless there's no one else on the team capable of shot calling, it's a little ridiculous that they're still allowing Afro to shot call.
I think so too.
I mean, and I get that it's hard for...
Go ahead first.
I was just going to say, I get that it's hard for... the jungler to potentially shot call because he's got a lot of the map to have to cover, and it's really hard for him to read the map and be everywhere on the map at once.
Right.
And
it more often than not does fall to support.
I feel like that should be the support job, that they should be reading the map for the jungler to make the calls. And if Onda is proficient? There's
proficient or prolific.
There you go. Prolific is one I think. If he's prolific in English and he's can communicate to the team,
Onda should be calling North American.
Most of the shot calls, but don't get me wrong. He's also done some dumb ones where he goes in when his ADC is basing.
He doesn't have the amount of experience Afro does, but I think at this point Afro's experience doesn't seem to mean anything.
Yeah. Afro should be telling the jungler where everyone on the other team is at, and maybe where wards are, and what objectives they should focus. But Onda or Someday or I don't know. Huhi and Bang, I guess, can't really. I don't know about Huhi. Is he English?
Yeah, he's been in the U.S. for 4 years.
So everybody but those 3, aside from
English.
Bang, should be making some shot calls, and I think it should be more so the jungler than anyone else.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on from the heartbreak that is them to teams that actually have hope. We've got 4 teams tied with 5 wins, meaning one of these teams will not make playoffs if things shake out as they currently are. Mm-hmm. Those teams are CLG, FlyQuest, Golden Guardians, and Optic.
It's so hard, too, because they all have potential, but they all have potential to not make it too.
And I feel like all these teams, it makes sense to see them here. Optic's a little surprising just because they were struggling so hard recently. But I think when you look at it, if you say, what are the middling teams of this league? CLG, FlyQuest, Golden Guardians, and Optic makes complete sense. Now here's the thing. Like I said, one of these teams would miss. So, let's go through, before we get to that one, which one of these teams do you think is the best lock for making playoffs? Who has a shot to even, run up and separate themselves from this group and lock in playoffs before the final day of the season? I'm going to go with Chase's hat.
That's... I mean, they're playing 500 or better the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, they 3 weeks of 1-1, and the week before that they went 2-0. So if you want to conclude, you'd say just dropped the first week, and they've been 500 since then.
And their out schedule, they've got the opportunity to win 4 games pretty easily.
Oh yeah, let me look at their schedules here. So
that's true. I think
FlyQuest has faced just TSM. Golden Guardians has faced Cloud9. Optic has faced Team Liquid, and CLG has faced Liquid and Cloud9 already. So, if you just want to go by those top 3, CLG does have the easiest out schedule because they faced 2 rather than just 1 of the top 3.
That's probably going to.
And they have the easiest one of the 3 left. Technically,
and I think they'll make it in there into the playoffs. But I think CLG stands the best chance.
I feel like CLG hasn't been consistent enough for me.
They've been kind of dropping the ball lately. When they should be making good plays, they're not. They're missing the opportunities that have presented themselves. So, I mean, if you look at their out schedule, they're a good contender. But if they play against any of these teams over the next 3 weeks, like they've played, the last 3 weeks, it doesn't look good for them. But I mean, that's what NA LCS does. Everything just changes. The meta's gonna shift. Something crazy's gonna happen, and the teams that are fucking doing Garbo are now winning, and it every week is a struggle trying to predict this stuff.
Yeah. So not only does CLG have 2 of the top 3 teams done, they actually haven't faced any of the 100 Thieves, Fox, or Clutch in this back half. So they do have by far the easiest strength of schedule remaining. Golden Guardians faced both of them, and those are their only 2 wins in the last 2 weeks. So yeah, it's funny because that does kind of make me question how I do feel about Golden Guardians. But I come back and I think they had a good showing against Cloud9 and stuff. So if we just want to focus on CLG for a moment, I'm interested to see over next week, because they face Golden Guardians and Clutch, so they have a pretty even matchup, and a matchup they should definitely win, but Clutch does something weird every now and then and actually plays well. I'm interested to see, as a team, if they lean back into Darshan.
Yeah.
Put him on the Scion.
If Darshan is either a tank or a duelist, I think they're making good decisions. If they put him on a Rise or something, then I start getting confused and worried about this team. And I shouldn't say start, I continue to be. If they're putting Darshan on weird things, or if Stixay is unwilling to accept a role as playing a safe lane, and he gets behind early because he's trying to get shit done, then I don't think this team has it in them. They have the easiest schedule heading out of any of the teams. So if they can play consistently, they should be the favorite to make playoffs. But I don't feel that way about them. I still feel like it's Golden Guardians. Even though they lost to Clutch and Cloud9 beat Fox and 100 Thieves. I mean, they have Clutch again before they end the season. I just feel like they're the ones who are looking good. They feel like they've kind of found who they are as a team. Mm-hmm. They're putting, Froggen on hyper carries, whether it's a Kurtis, an Anivia, a Victor, something. They're letting him go to town. And granted, I was mad about it, and I'm still mad about it because they didn't win because of it. Haunser being on fucking Rise should not happen ever fucking again. I believe it happened week 1 or 2, and I called it out then, and I'm calling it out again from week 6. Haunser should not be playing Rise.
Why? They did so well.
No, he went 0-4 in lane, I believe. Yeah, he
pushed in bot and
he fed his ass off. I don't care that they finally won because the rest of the team got pressure.
I don't know. It's
like when Hooney won that one game on Rise, I believe, as well. He got smashed in lane, but then everybody else on the team won, and he ended up winning.
Yeah, that's Rise.
2 people did it on Rise this week where they fed their ass off, and then they won.
Still won. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, if he's making contributions to team fights, I'm okay with him feeding. Like, I mean, do you know what his KDA? Well, I'm assuming no, but like ballpark, because I don't either.
Wait, KDA for what? Him or
Monster on Rise? It's not good.
Okay. Like, I mean, I'm okay if he's not getting kills and he's getting a handful of deaths as long as he's, like, contributing to team fights.
But he's contributing better to team fights when he's not on fucking Rise.
Agreed.
So why put him on the worst champion? It doesn't make sense.
I'm not defending this.
You said you're okay with it, though.
No, no, I didn't say I was okay with it.
You literally said, I'm okay with it if he's contributing in team fights.
Yeah, I am.
Those were your words.
I'm okay with him feeding if he's contributing.
Yeah.
But put him on a better champion. Why put him on the worst champion?
I don't know. I couldn't tell.
It doesn't make any sense. There's no reason to be okay with it. If he has champions he does well on, namely tanks, put him on the tanks. Like, and actually not straight tanks, bruisers. Like, Rise is not his fucking shit. Don't put him on it. Like, as much as he wants it to be, apparently, it's not good for that team.
I mean, okay, so to be fair, they played 100 Thieves and, like...
Yeah, that's the game they won. They won against a garbage team, and he fed. Granted, he was playing Someday. Of course, Someday shit on him.
If you were trying to learn something on the main stage, would you rather play it against 100 Thieves, or would you rather try to bring it onto the stage to Team Liquid?
That's true.
I don't think he should be learning it. I think he can't learn it and needs to fucking stop. He lost week 1 and was awful on it. Why are we busting out week 6? It doesn't fucking make sense.
I'm just like trying to like maybe think through their thought process. Like,
bans that game were
nothing significant.
Jace, Yasuo, Thresh. Let's see, anything else top lane? They banned Jarvan themselves, Silas. Yeah, no. But
no, you're right. He had open pick for almost.
No, absolutely, like just not the Jace. And honestly, I'd probably be okay with him playing the Jace, even though it's not a bruiser.
Well, he lost his Jace, so I don't think he'd play it again. Even if
well, and Jace was banned.
Yeah.
He lost his the Rise and he played it again. So.
Yep.
But not the day before.
But no, if he played Scion, I'd be happy. If he played Maokai, I'd be happy. If he played the Jax, Gnar, almost anything else, don't play the fucking Rise.
I find it so funny that you're getting mad even though they won.
Well, so,
because he's not the reason.
I know.
He's the reason they should have probably not won it.
I mean,
like, it's just ridiculous.
Maybe they're trying to use the Rise for the utility, like the group teleport.
I'm sure they are.
Like, I mean, there are some reasons why.
There's reasons to pick the champ, but if you suck at the champ, don't play it. There's reasons to play Nocturne and Rek'Sai. Do you pick them?
Because I'm really bad at them.
Exactly.
I get where you're coming from. I'm not disagreeing.
Stop defending his Rise! There's no good reason to pick it.
I'm not defending him as Rise. Like, I'm sure that he wasn't picking it because he wanted. I'm sure whoever's in his headset.
He wants it. When it comes down to it, if he knows he's bad at it and doesn't want to play it, he can just not click on it.
He can just not click on it?
I mean, granted, okay, he clicked on the Lucian. It would have been the support who clicked on Rise for them. But still,
whatever,
when it comes down to it, if he says, no, I don't want to play Rise, as a coach, you don't make him play it. Unless he's really good at it, which he's not.
I don't know. Who was it? TSM last year putting everyone on...
Every jungler has to play Sejuani, even though Grig's really good on Gragas and they're idiots. Yeah. It's the same issue there. It's like, why is Grig not playing Gragas? And then when they played it, oh man, they won games! Like, I understand...
It's probably why Grig's, like, hospitalized now. Fucking... Getting... No. Like, he had, like, a hand issue.
Oh. At least they're not picking Ornn. It's funny, like, I'm not a fan of Ornn right now in the meta, but I would be okay with them picking Ornn more than I'm okay with them picking Rise, because at least then he's doing something for the team.
Yeah.
And that's how Haunter plays well. He's actually really good in team fights, and actually that's part of the problem is that Rise is really, really good at split pushing.
Yeah.
His team fights are all right, but he's at home in a split push. I don't want to see Haunter split pushing.
He did do that in that second game.
He did, and that's why he was awful.
You want to see him up in the team.
Haunter is better in the team.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If he was playing a split pusher he was good at, like if he did a Darshan on Jax, I would say fine, play Jax every game. I don't give a shit. Play Yorick every game if you're good at it. Fine. Like Sion split pushes, I'm more than happy to see Haunter on Sion. He's good at it. I'm not happy to see him on Rise because he's bad at it. And not like,
So fun.
not, you know, he's a pro. He's obviously good at it to a level, but it's not something that helps the team. And he's worse on Rise than the people who are playing against him on Rise, like playing against him at the time. They just shit on him every time he picks Rise. And they keep fucking doing it. Like, it's only been twice, but it's still like, you didn't learn your lesson 5 weeks ago? What's going on here? And it bothers me, like, the reason I'm getting bent out of shape about it is because that team is looking so good. Like I said, they seem to have found their identity with Froggen. They seem to have found their identity for contracts even, you know. And then in the bot lane, they're doing well as well. Like, definitely still a KDA god. He's so good at it. But in the top lane, they just seem to be like, no idea what they should be doing. And it just drives me nuts, because that one change, to me, makes them the 4th, 5th place team in the league without any questions asked.
So, was it first week you said?
First week.
So, okay, first week I get it. He tried it, he failed.
And they played FlyQuest and Fox, both of which are not good teams.
Yeah, but
So I don't remember which one it was against, but they lost. They did well to start, but they're not like top 3s.
They're not.
And Fox is a bottom team now.
And they've got TL and C9 coming up.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to say you're trying to defend it anymore. Like, I can see reasonings why to try it. I mean, if you're going to try it on a team you know you're going to win every other lane, because that's what happened.
But there's no reason to try it. That's the thing. Why are you have scrims. You scrim all fucking week. You try them. And maybe he's a god at it in scrims. But play the things that actually win you games. Especially when playoffs are on the line. If you're Liquid, TSM, Cloud9, try whatever the fuck you want. I don't even care. You're making, especially Liquid, they're already locked in. Like, yeah, you should probably make sure you get first or second, get a bye. But fucking try whatever you want. Great, have fun. Put double lift on Vladimir. I'm gonna laugh at you because he's awful at it, but do it. Sure. But right now, when you're so close to missing playoffs, I mean, one of the 4 teams or the other 3 teams you're tied with will miss playoffs if things shake out, and the 3 teams who are behind you are behind 1 game. You don't have room to be fucking around with trying out champions.
He's
All
so
right.
mad about
So
this.
you
Because
think
it's bad
so
management
you're
coaching.
with me thinking Golden Guardians are locked into a playoff spot?
I think they're the best of those 4.
So who do you think is out at this point? Because I'm having a really hard time trying to say who I think doesn't deserve it. Like, right off the bat, I want to say FlyQuest, just because they've put up a really horrible last 2 weeks.
They've gone 0-4.
But, like, and I can't even defend, like, they did play Cloud9 and TSM, but then they played CLG and Optic, and they're right at the same level, and they didn't look very good.
They've gone 0-2 against CLG as well, so they don't own that tiebreaker anymore.
And that's not great for them.
I think it's got to be FlyQuest or Optic.
Those are the 2
I'm
I lean
leaning
into.
into FlyQuest, sadly. Like,
I actually am leaning into Optic CLG.
I think just.
Interesting.
Because CLG is too inconsistent for me. I feel like we've seen really good play out of FlyQuest. I trust Santorin and Pobelter to be good.
Wild Turtle. Well, I trust Wild Turtle to
Wild
die, but
Turtle-
he'll take out 2 people while he's going
Like,
down.
You just trust Wild Turtle's hair.
Yes.
You want that hair
She's
to be...
gonna marry that hair, and she doesn't even believe in marriage.
No. I know, right? Like, I would be
You
faithful to that hair. That's saying something.
I love it.
But no,
like-
he did it. Even though they lost both
Wild
games,
Turtle
they
has been
he
more
did the same
consistent
thing,
this season.
Like, he went
I
all
like
in.
Ole. Like, he's still kind of working his feet back.
Okay, that's
or
a
wait, no,
different
he's on
team.
Golden Guardian.
Yeah.
Sorry. Who's
JJ.
JJ.
He made mistakes this weekend though. Like walking
JJ,
up
I'm
to the
not
man
big
and
on.
creamed. Yeah.
JJ, I'm not big on. Okay,
I said
Wild
that the
Turtle.
first 2 weekends,
I think
so.
he's a nice, okay player. Like, he's a good player, but he's inconsistent. So he's okay because of that. I like Pobelter. I think he's consistently pretty good.
Yeah.
I think Santorin's consistently pretty good. Top liners is escaping me at the moment.
For FlyQuest.
Yeah, for FlyQuest. Solo? No, Solo's on Fox
Viper.
now.
Sorry, Viper.
Viper.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Viper has shown some good shit too.
Yeah.
I think he's going to continue to get better. I don't think he's going to reach licorice levels of new NA top laner, but I think he's going to be a top half for a while. So I trust their team.
Well, CLG just creamed the fuck out of FlyQuest, and I mean, not even like just they won.
We talked about that game at length. It was Darshan,
yeah.
Spartan.
So that's why I think CLG is going to be up there in Golden Guardians and maybe Fly, but Fly and Optic. It's like that's the order for me. CLG, GG's, Fly, Optic.
See, and like the thing, like I said, I don't feel like I've seen CLG be consistent. Whereas I saw, as much as FlyQuest has had a bad 2 weeks, and there's no changing that.
Yeah.
prior to that, they seemed like a consistently pretty decent team.
Yeah.
So I trust them a bit more.
They
for me,
fight very well.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
exactly.
Yeah.
CLG for me, it's the inconsistency. If they can continue what they did this last week, play the way they did those 2 games going forward, that'd be great. But I also said that back after week 2 when they beat FlyQuest and Cloud9 then.
Yeah.
So, it's hard to get behind this team when they don't seem to know what the hell they're doing.
I guess.
Like,
I think CLG has a
consistency-wise.
they either have a top lane or a mid lane that dominates, and that will give them a good win.
Yeah.
But maybe, like, their entire team fight isn't as good as Fly generally.
Right.
Even though, like, they just
And Optic, it's funny because I'm going to go exactly against what Alan said a while ago. He's like, oh, Arrow is popping off on that Tristana.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, I guess it's not directly against it. I thought Arrow, yeah, he did pop off on that Tristana. He did very good. I put it in the YetiGamer Discord, hashtag big is the problem, changed my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Big is their issue.
Yeah.
I know he's also their shot caller, but they're so off. It was funny, I was looking at, like, and he had the 2nd best vision score in the game, or the best vision score in the game. But he had also gotten solo killed, like, 4 times because he got caught out putting out vision. And the vision isn't worth him dying, and then his team not having anywhere to pressure with the vision he puts out.
Big was the one who walks in the mid. My bad, not Big.
Constantly.
It was Big.
Constantly.
Big just got fucking wrecked. I swear to God, like, I was watching that game because it was on day 1, and it looked like he just stopped thinking, or maybe his camera was on a different area of the map because he just walks in the mid into 3 people and dies.
Yeah, Big.
I've done that before where you're like, I'm trying to click where I want to go, and then I'm not paying attention where I am, and I get caught out.
Yeah, but he gets paid fucking $75,000
I know,
a
like,
year
to
minimum.
not click himself into mid.
Me too.
to do this. And
Not-
you,
I-
and you
I
don't make
don't.
that
Not-
much, period.
Yeah.
$75,000 a year? Oh, wait, you got a raise above that? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well done.
I'm jelly, but I get to play League all day. So.
But yeah, so, no,
I wish I
anyway.
got to play legal. No, I don't. I'd get so sick of it. Like, I'm at the point where I only play
You
like
would just
one.
turn into a ball of rage.
Welcome.
I
That's
would.
what I do sometimes.
I would be
It's
the next.
horrible.
I'd be Tyler too. That's what I would be.
Yeah, oh, and here we go, and Dux is their backup support, and I was going to say that. So the first couple of weeks, we saw Gate and Asta playing the bot lane. Now, I don't think necessarily that Asta's better than Arrow. I would not go ahead and out on that limb. I think Arrow's quite good. I think Big is not, though. And,
You've said this
and
couple
maybe,
times
yeah,
every
maybe
week so far.
Gate's not like a shot caller, and that could be the problem. Is that they're like, oh, then we're without a shot caller or something. But I want to see Gate play with Arrow. I want to see that so bad. I think he's so much better. Although, actually, does it become an issue with subs? Because Gate, I don't believe Gate's a resident. I don't believe Arrow's a resident.
Can they just not bring in people willy-nilly whenever
You
they
can
want?
only have 2 non-residents.
So they have to take someone off the team if they want to
They could pick
Gate
up
back
players
in.
mid-season, but they can't pull them from other teams. I don't think.
No,
Well, you can't poach, which means you're talking to them while they're under contract without permission from their team, blah, blah, blah. But no, the issue that I'm discussing is your 5 people who are on the field during a game, only 2 of them can be non-residents.
And Gate is one of them.
I believe Gate's a non-resident. Arrow might also be a non-resident.
And Meteos.
Crown's definitely.
Crown, yeah.
Duck says Gate is a resident.
Gate is a resident.
Okay, so they could pull him in.
He was on Team Impulse from 4 years ago, but did he continue playing to the point where he got residency? Because that's not... Just because he was on an NA team 4 years ago does not make him a resident. If he's originally from Korea and, like, played just that and then nothing else, then it doesn't fucking matter. So we'd have to look that up, because that could be the issue. He's only been in NA? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, no, if he's NA,
Okay,
it's
never
fine.
mind. I'm not
Well,
gonna
that's what he's saying. I don't know if it's right or not. But yeah.
The odds of me finding something that's going to tell me exactly what I want.
Just do Gate, Optic, Wiki.
Yeah, I was about to say, just look at the
Or LOL. Leaguepedia is where you would want to click.
That's where you see.
And then it'll say his residency over here.
Well, it would have if it didn't. I
It-
did nothing.
It reloaded the page to put in ads and pictures.
Oh my god. Ad
He's
blocker.
Because there's
his
a
residency is an A.
okay, yeah. There's a Korean Gate, but
Then
I
bring
didn't
him
see his
in.
face. So yeah, there's no reason to not bring in Gate then. It's not a residency issue. I mean, and they're doing the whole Meteos Dardock thing. I think both those junglers are doing just fine for the team.
I
They
really don't
both
think there's
deserve
an
to
issue.
have their own fucking jungler spot. Like, there
Just
are
have 2 junglers no top.
If
There.
Optic wanted to decide on one at the trade deadline, Clutch should buy one from them.
I would love to see Dardoch go back to playing with Huni. Because I think Huni played super well when he was with Huni. And I think Huni benefited from Dardoch being there.
Agreed.
And like I don't know, they had 2 splits together. They played really well together. And yeah, I don't know what else I was going to say about that. Like I
you
think
want to
that
see
would
them get the band back together.
well, because then DeMonte would be there too, and that's basically Fox from last year.
Yeah, you would your top 3 would be Fox, and then you would just bring Cody's son in the bot lane so Piglet's not.
Oh
sucking
my god!
dick.
Somebody from fucking Santa Monica, hire us.
Why?
Why Santa Monica?
That's where Riot is.
Oh, but
that's where all the
so somebody in Houston maybe.
Well, fucking all the teams are in Santa Monica,
yeah,
LA, whatnot.
Yeah, they're in the LA region. You're correct.
But
no, for real, like, I mean, granted, for any team to get somebody from Optic, one of those junglers, they're gonna have to pay pretty hefty. You know that's gonna be what it's gonna be a trade that involves a lot of money.
Maybe not a lot of money. I mean,
because Optic is gonna be more than happy to run 2 junglers forever. Unless you offer them enough to convince them not to.
I mean, they could...
I mean, it's like Cloud9 with Sven and Blabber. Are Cloud9 selling either of them? No. Even though Blabber's played 1 game...
He did good.
Yeah, and he played well on Rek'Sai.
Yeah.
But even though Blabber's only played 1 game this split, Cloud9's not selling him unless you're like, hey, paid by Steve, here's all the monies.
I was surprised to see him come out. Why did they bring him out?
Liquid's owner.
Oh. Why would Liquid buy Blabber?
Paid by Steve is a meme. He has a Disney money for Team Liquid. That's how they got Jensen and Impact. Also, they bought 2 other players from Cloud9, Jensen and Impact.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, not from Cloud9 specifically, but yeah.
Corjay.
Yeah, no, somebody mentioned earlier, they probably have, like, all of their players are probably some of the highest in their roles in the league, and I absolutely agree with that.
Why did C9 bring in Blabber? I did not know
because
why.
Rek'Sai.
Just because Rek'Sai, and he's good at Rek'Sai, so they just wanted to do it?
Okay, couple reasons. The Rek'Sai one being very much
what if
a
it
big
had been
one.
Banned? What if it had been banned?
He would have played Kindred.
Okay, alright.
So Blabber plays aggressive junglers. And what was banned against him? Did they ban anything? Nope. Golden Guardians banned Lucian, Sylas, and Cassiopeia. So Blabber's a very aggressive jungler. Mm-hmm. Him and his aggressive play is what got them out of last place into the playoffs last split.
Did not know that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sven played
1 game during the back half of last split, I think. Mm-hmm. And it was when they shit down Team Liquid's throat. It was gross. Anyway, he's super aggressive. He likes playing aggressive junglers, obviously. Like, Kindred can be super aggressive. That's kind of his signature pick at this point. And then Rek'Sai, they made some changes recently where she's really good again. And so you saw her banned or played a couple times.
Yeah. I know all the Rek'Sai changes. They went over that in, like, the pre-game?
Yeah. I think they showed the Freak Show clip. I think he talked about it.
And he goes through all of Rek'Sai's skin. I was like, I just learned everything about Rek'Sai.
Oh, no, that's right. I think Marker, Dasher, somebody did how to play. Oh, Azael maybe did.
How to play Rek'Sai.
Yeah, and like talked about like her combos and stuff with Conqueror.
Yes,
because Conqueror change helped too.
The abilities, and he was doing them on the screen.
Did Conqueror got nerfed though?
No.
Right?
Well, ish. So the stats you get from Conqueror are better now, but it's harder to get to them. Because previously you could stack up Conqueror or keep your stacks up by attacking minions, blah blah blah. And now it has to be against a champion. So unless you can land multiple hits onto an enemy champion really quickly, you can't get access to those stats quickly.
Okay.
So somebody like Kled and Rek'Sai, who can, do an ability, so like Kled can, throw his Q and dash through you and then do his quick attacks on you when he has the W up, his passive to like hit 3 times really fast and the 4th one hits really hard. Mm-hmm. Or Rek'Sai, who can like pop you up and then do her like swings, and shit. Mm-hmm. If you can do those, then you get Conqueror stacked really fast, and then you're doing lots of true damage on the backside of everything. If you're a more standard champion up top, say like Malphite or something, it's going to take you a while to Q and then slap the person 3 times.
Well, why would Malphite be using Conqueror? Malphite should still be using
like
Arcane Comet.
I know, it's just a tank buster mastery though, or rune.
Malphite?
Yeah, because Q's a hit confirm because it's slow.
Yeah.
But anyway, but I'm just saying,
really
I was just listening to a top lane, tankier person or whatever, somebody who maybe would have. But yeah, like Conqueror's a lot worse on most it's a lot harder to access. Jax. Because Jax, you get the double auto.
Yi and...
like they can get to it pretty fast, but still not as fast as they could when they could just keep it stacked up on minions. Sure. Whereas Kled and Rek'Sai can basically still access it instantly.
Sure.
So it's a nerf being able to access it for most people. It's a buff to the actual stats it provides.
Okay.
So anyway, but yeah, so Rek'Sai though for Blabber doing that, aggressive junglers are back in a little bit more, so you bring him in. He would play the Jarvan too. Mm-hmm. So that was one reason to play him. Second reason, this was the fourth last week till playoffs. They're in the backside of the season. I fully expect them to be ready and able to flex their jungler come the playoffs. Okay. Possibly their mid laner as well. Do not be shocked if we see Golden Glue against some random team. When they play 100 Thieves here, the second game next week, or Clutch to end the season, depending on where they are at the end of the season, don't be shocked to see Golden Glue.
Who's he?
He's their backup mid laner.
Ooh, okay.
So he played quite a bit last season. He's been around the league for a long time and had always just been okay, but never really performed when it came down to it. Mm-hmm. And then last split for Cloud9, he did really, really well.
Yeah, they benched everyone on the main
Sneaky
roster.
Jensen and Svetskaren were all benched to start the season.
Wow.
Oh, and Smoothie.
Yeah, they benched 4 of their members, and they had a really rough start to the season, but it got some of their players really good time on the Rift. That's why Zazel's as good as he is now, because he was in when everyone else was on the bench.
Yeah.
And Golden Glue also got a lot of good time. He's not. I don't think he's better than what they've got now.
I don't think he's better than Niski, but he's still he's better than Huhi.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
He's still probably a top 7 mid laner in the league, which is saying something.
Yeah.
When you're on somebody's bench, both Blabber and Golden Glue are very serviceable in jungle and mid lane, and so NA in the playoffs, they started this last split. You can have a 7-man roster, so where you're allowed to have 2 subs, you swap in, and now they've gotten Blabber a little time. They'll get him some more. And I would expect to also see Golden Glue start to get a rep here or there. Not as much just because Niski's still new to the team, but he's melded in pretty well.
Yeah, Niski's been pretty good. I like Niski.
Yeah, Cloud9 has done really well at pulling in people that really know how to play the game, even though they don't have any experience on the stage.
Yeah, apparently Travis Gafford had an interview with Niski, and in that interview it sounded like Golden Glue might be coming out to play, so... Yeah, there we go. Travis does great interviews. I respect that dude. He's been doing the NALCS grind for years. He's been around forever. That he goes way back to season 2 stuff. So Double Lift, when he decided he wanted to be playing League as a professional, his very traditional parents disowned him, and he lived with Travis Gafford for a while.
Wow.
Yeah. So Travis and Peter go way back.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
What does parents think now?
Well, one of them's dead.
Unfortunately.
The other one got stabbed.
Are you serious?
His brother had a psychotic episode.
I remember that happened. I remember
MSI last year.
Jesus. So what happened?
Him and his parents actually reconciled 6 months within the year prior to that.
Okay.
So and then when that happened, obviously he went and spent time with it. I believe his father survived and his mother passed, unfortunately.
So she passed for unrelated reasons?
No. His brother had a psychotic episode and stabbed both of his parents. One of them died.
That
Unfortunately.
Sucks. Double Lift.
And it happened at MSI.
You would never.
And Double Lift played and crushed it.
Yeah?
Yeah, because people were I don't know if he's going to play.
He took all of his
one of the
good for him.
The plots on the episode of that Netflix show, the last 48 or something. I don't know. There was one episode was dedicated to League stuff.
I still haven't watched that. It's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, it's a Netflix thing. Every episode they cover something different.
It's 17 hours or some weird number.
Yeah, something, and it's longer than that. It's the week.
It's probably 74 or 72 hours. 72 hours, 3 days or whatever.
No, it takes place over the course of a week or two. Or I think it's a week.
But anyway, that's covered in it. Anyway, and it was just it's something that happened. They were planning on filming just like the lead up to it, and then that shit happened.
So it happened during MSI. His mother ends up passing. His dad survives. The brother's incarcerated?
Yeah, well, he was in a ward at least at that point.
Yeah.
Or both. Whatever.
Sucks.
Anyway, moving on from all of that heavy shit.
Mm-hmm.
What were we we were talking Blabber playing
7 days out, that's what it's called.
7 days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're going to see Golden Glue play. I would expect and Blabber some more. I mean, we got way off. We were talking about CLG, FlyQuest, Golden Guardians, Optic. So, what you and I both said we think Golden Guardians is the one that will make it, most likely. You went CLG?
Most likely will make it?
Yes.
Yeah, CLG.
Okay. And then most likely won't make it. I believe you went FlyQuest?
I went FlyQuest.
FlyQuest?
And I don't want to go
you
FlyQuest,
went Optic.
but what did I put for FlyQuest? I put 10, so I hope they don't make it. Whew.
I'm really torn between Optic and CLG on this one. I think I'm going to go ahead and say Optic because I don't think they have the guts to take out Big, and he's going to cost him when it matters. That's what I've got to go with.
We're going to call that big oof.
That's a big oof, you're correct. All right, well, anything else we want to go? We saw a couple neat picks. We saw the Karma top, the Elise come out in the jungle, the Jax top. We saw the Nico top. Only one of those won. And actually, we saw also Silas with the very small changes that were made to Silas. I think it's much more so teams having more time to practice him and get good at him. He was not banned in Clutch 100 Thieves, and he was the mid pick for Clutch, who ended up losing, but he was doing very well.
And then he didn't play again.
And he was banned the next 9 games.
No, see, I didn't know.
He was banned every single game in the first set of bans for the rest of the week. Almost exclusively by red side. He was banned blue side by Optic against FlyQuest and Golden Guardians against 100 Thieves. Every other time it was a red side ban. So the thing is, if it's a red side ban, you assume that means they believe it's a first pickable character by their opponent. So, yeah.
I do not think Silas should be a first pick for anyone. I know it has been once or so. And I'm like, why do you pick Silas when you don't know any of their
It was
ults?
first pick the one time it was picked.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah, well, and that's the surprising thing, is that people think it's good enough to pick not knowing the ults, but I also would read that as, in a way, you can pick Silas to be like, well, I guess you don't want to pick this pool of champions now.
That's true. It does cut people out of
because if I pick Silas, do you want to pick Lissandra anymore?
No.
Do you want to pick
Karthus?
You want to pick Zoe?
Karthus? Yeah, Zoe. Like, okay, well, I want to pick Zoe, but you just ban Zoe or whatever instead. But yeah, like Ashe, Karthus, Sejuani, like there's a lot of very impactful ultimates that if I just first pick Silas, now you double. You have to have a second thought on whether or not you want to pick that. Because, like, we saw, picked into the Silas, Ezreal, Braum, Ryze, Jarvan, Riven. The Jarvan ult, I'm worried about. Riven ult, not so much.
The Braum,
Ryze,
Ezreal, maybe.
Ryze, not so much. Ezreal, not... Well, actually, Ezreal, because it's the AP ratio is gross on it now. And then Braum, a little. But, like, yeah, by picking Riven and Ryze, it's like, okay, I'm not as afraid of this. Although we did see the Silas use the Ryze impeccably. He Ryze ulted to get a teammate out who was almost dead.
Demonte or Ryze?
Silas, Demonte on the Silas.
Oh man, I missed that.
It was top lane. There was a fight. I think Huni on the Karma was almost dead, and Demonte like threw down this Ryze ult that got him out with like 120 HP kind of thing. It was gross.
I had a ranked game yesterday where there was a Silas.
Do you want to pick Sion into Silas?
Did they lose? They lost?
I would not.
I was just going to make a comment. They were like, the Silas was like, I was hoping you were going to pick Karthus because that's a much better ult for me.
So we were asked, Alan said, do you want to pick Sion into Silas? I would say no. If I'm Silas, I like that ult.
Yeah.
It allows me to get in, and then at close range, I'm, able to grab another ult. But I have the Lash to do that, minor CC. I have the AoE damage. I can dash back out a little bit, and the changing the AD ratio over into my AP. If I built AP or even if I built tank, I'm going to be okay for a little bit. that Scion ult's going to do a lot more damage than it normally does. I don't know if you've ever seen, or I guess it is an AP ratio, I think. I don't know if you've ever seen a damaged Scion, though. That ult is disgusting. I've seen people get straight up one-shot by the Scion ult. It's like when you see AP Malphite, where he, like, pops it, poof, and, like, people just die. Yeah. It's just on one move, because the whole idea is like, well, if you built damage, you better kill them, because you're not walking back out of there.
Yeah.
So, damage Scion can do a lot, so if you're building Silas damage rather than the Bruiser build, and you take a Scion ult, it'd actually be really good. I don't think it's one of the best ones Scion can steal, but it's not bad by any means. I think you'd like to have, something like a Maokai, a Malphite, when you're talking top laners. So, yeah. Scion was in the list with others. Scion ult is good for Silas. I agree. I think it's good on Silas. So, let's, one last thing before we just wrap up and do chat nonsense. Our picks. Our predictions, because, earlier you mentioned how you have to do predictions.
I hate CG's matches.
I'm going to go ahead and say, you've only gone 5-5 once, and you've been slightly positive. You went 3-2, 5-5, and then 6-4 every other week.
Yeah, I'm positive, but...
Yeah, you're just 6-4 consistently. In that first week, had you done both at 3-2, you would have been 6-4. It would have been 6-4, 5-5, 6-4. Chase had the one 9-1 week that did him so well. I had a 4-6 week, which set me behind. But anyway,
this week?
No, this is way back, week 2.
Okay, I was about to say.
So if we look at though the overall standings on this split,
please say my name. Say my name. Say my name.
35-25
for him.
No, me. 35-25, 32-23, 38-22, which means we're at 38.18. 38.33, barely passed her finally, and 63.33.
63%?
He's at 63%. He's doing all right.
Why are you guys so bad?
What happened?
Get on my
I was
level.
like at 60% last week.
Yeah, but 6-4 is below 60%.
Math's hard.
Isn't that 60%?
Well, it's exactly 60. And actually, you were below 60. You've been below 60 for the whole time, I guess.
What?
Yeah. No, of course you
Let
have.
me see that.
So you went 60% the first week, and then 5-5, 50%. So you dropped below 60%, and then you've hit 60. You've been slowly climbing back towards 60. Okay. But I went 7-3.
Well, get my numbers in
launched
there.
me past you. That was from the previous split. You have no numbers.
Oh, okay, cool. My number's right here then. What?
No, the math is right.
No.
Yeah. I mean, that's why you're super close to 60%.
Oh, 58. You said 38, man.
You did.
Oh, did I say 30? Oh.
I'm like, what the fuck is he on?
Yeah, you
sorry.
said 38 for
My
yourself.
mistake.
Too.
My mistake.
Yeah. Okay.
58-18, 58-33, 63-33.
I knew there was something wrong if you said 38.
No,
there's
we're
something
both
gotta
just
figure
shy
this
of
out.
60,
Okay.
and he's a bit over it.
All right. Understand that 9-1 set him up so far ahead, and he had the same as me this weekend, right? 6-4.
Yeah, you both went 16-4, and I picked the clutch 100 Thieves the other way.
Yeah.
So, and then we all picked every other game exactly the fucking same.
Yeah. Well,
which really bothered me too, because there's a couple games I'm like, maybe I should pick this, and then I would have gotten all of those right.
I really didn't think CLG would pull it out against FlyQuest, but they did. Definitely.
Yeah.
What are the? Can you pull up the game 1, day 1?
Yeah.
Real quick.
Of who's going to play?
Yeah. Because I'm just gonna.
100 Thieves will play.
They're all right here.
But it's easier to see.
In order,
It's like
yeah.
1, 2,
no,
1,
true.
2, 1, 2. This
schedule.
is like
All right,
back
well, hold
and forth,
on.
back
So
and forth.
let's go ahead and we're gonna close out the episode. We'll
Yeah.
stick around to chat and shoot the shit. But yeah. Anyway, thank you for joining.
I don't like those. I don't like those.
From me,
Just do finger
Chase,
guns?
Heather, and Juice Willis.
Juice Willis?
God damn it. Thanks for joining us for episode 7, and we'll see you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.